Professor X explaining that they've just exiled the Hulk into space. Iron Man goes on to explain that their group, called the Illuminati, made up of him, Reed Richards, Doctor Strange, Black Bolt, Namor, and Professor X, made the decision without Charles's vote because at the time, Professor X was completely out of commission and unable to stop them. Stark also tells him that they made the decision after yet another Hulk rampage, this one tearing through Las Vegas, because it finally proved that Hulk was simply too dangerous to keep around.
I'm curious, Charles. If you'd been here, how would you have voted?
After the exile, Hulk's spaceship went off course, and he landed on a warrior planet called Sakaar. There, he fought for his freedom and later even became its king. He finally found peace there and even created a family. But suddenly, the spaceship the Illuminati exiled him with exploded, and now believing the Illuminati had killed his people and his family, Hulk returned to Earth and began hunting the heroes who hurt him the most, becoming the Hulk known as World War Hulk.
You have 24 hours. Evacuate the city.
Dear God.
The X-Men and the other students of Charles watch the threats World War Hulk is making on TV, but as they begin discussing what to do next, they suddenly hear a loud sound outside. So Beast rushes to the window and sees
Xavier! I want Xavier now!
Beast instantly instructs others to get the students to safety, explaining that they will buy them as much time as they can. But when a mutant known as Rockslide gets happy that he will get to fight Hulk, Beast instantly gets serious, telling him that this is not a game and explaining to him that he has never seen Hulk like this.
This is a Hulk fueled by so much rage. He could destroy everything in his path.
As we see the students escaping the building, Beast opens the door, and Hulk immediately orders him to bring Professor X to him. But Beast quickly tells Hulk that he can't, so
I wasn't asking!
Hit him hard!
the others quickly attack Hulk, but Hulk barely reacts. Instead, he calmly tells Beast to call the students off, warning him that if he doesn't, they're going to get hurt. But at the same time, we see a mutant named Joshua Foley on Beast's back. Joshua, a mutant healer who possesses a deadly touch, tries to get closer to Hulk to shut down his healing factor and
You may want to rethink this, Hulk. Do you understand what we just did?
Yeah, you made me madder.
the mutants quickly try to attack him again, but Hulk easily overwhelms them, tearing through their attacks as he screams that he doesn't need his healing factor to beat punks like them. He then claps his hands so loudly that he destroys the eardrums of a telekinetic mutant and uses water to stop another mutant from using her sand form. When Beast attacks him, telling Hulk to stop and reminding him that these mutants are just kids, Hulk tells him to shut up and not talk about kids, explaining that in the explosion, his kids died too. Rockslide hits him, telling Hulk that he used to look up to him, but Hulk barely reacts. Instead, he calmly asks Rockslide if he's the one who can still control his body even when it's in pieces, and
Question. Can you still control them when they're in Connecticut?
Aw, dude, that's just harsh.
Hulk then turns to the others, asking who wants to be crippled next, and that's when we see X-23 attack him. Hulk grabs her, calling her a weak Wolverine sidekick, but she quickly reveals another blade coming from her foot and slashes Hulk. Hulk falls to his knees, and Beast tells everyone to quickly attack him while he's down, but Hulk punches them away. He then grabs X-23 and throws her into the wall. He goes for the others, but just when it looks like he's about to punch them, Wolverine shows up, telling Hulk that it's about time for the grown-ups to come to the party, as we see the other X-Men ready to fight him.
I believe you said you're here for me. Now that I've seen my students to safety, you've got your wish.
Xavier, you're walking again. I can fix that.
Professor X uses his powers and finds out about the explosion and Hulk's family. The others realize what happened too, so they explain that they had no idea about it, as Professor X tries to explain to Hulk that there is no chance Iron Man or the others planted a bomb in the spaceship, and tells him that he wasn't even there when they decided to exile him. Hulk tells him that he knows all of this, but says he's tired of seeing smart people like him playing gods with other people's lives, and asks him,
If you'd been there when they were debating whether to ruin my life, how would you have voted?
As Hulk demands an answer, Xavier looks at him and honestly says that he wouldn't have agreed to exile him forever, but would have exiled him only until they found a cure for him. He then tells him that it's time they stop fighting and admits that he's been playing God for a bit, so he decides to surrender. Hulk reaches out to him, saying that it was a smart move, but that's when...
One moment, Tovarish.
Colossus grabs Hulk's arms and tells him that it doesn't matter what the professor says, they won't let him surrender. Hulk asks them if that's what they really want, and Cyclops tells him that it is so.
Good.
Cyclops begins blasting Hulk and instructs everyone to retreat, telling them that he's about to use maximum power, but bit by bit Hulk keeps getting closer to him, and the others quickly save him, and that's when Wolverine jumps in. Emma pushes the professor away from the fight and jumps in, as we see Hulk destroying all of them with his punches. But that's when we see Kitty Pryde telling Hulk that she has no choice, so she uses her powers of passing through solid matter and traps Hulk in the ground. Hulk begins screaming in pain as Kitty explains that she feels bad because she probably just crippled him for life. But as they begin to talk and think about what they should do next,
You can all go to hell!
as the students watch everyone get destroyed by Hulk, they realize they have to do something. They decide to spread the news about Hulk to the entire world, and we see mutants across the globe responding. When he hears the news, Cain Marko, better known as Juggernaut, sets off toward his destination. That's when we see him claim the Crimson Gem of Cyttorak, one of the most powerful mystical artifacts in Marvel, a gem that grants its bearer immense power and transforms the person into Juggernaut.
You brought this on yourself!
We see a group of mutants lying injured and defeated as Hulk's rage continues to grow. Hulk grabs Emma Frost and slams her to the ground, planting his foot on her chest and telling her she'll be stuck there for a while. When Colossus tries to save her, Hulk grabs both of his arms, telling him that a while ago he would have been a decent opponent. But now Hulk bends his arms like spoons and warns him to leave before he does the same to his head. Wolverine attacks him, saying that once again it comes down to the two of them. But as Hulk fights him, he explains that this isn't one of their usual throwdowns. He tells him that he knows he can't kill Wolverine because of his healing factor, so instead he promises to keep punching him in the head hard and long enough to turn him into someone like an injured boxer, unable to walk or talk.
Again! And again! And again!
He then grabs Wolverine and lifts him, but that's when he hears someone challenge him. When Hulk turns, he sees Cain Marko charging straight at him, but once again, after Marko managed to land a punch, Hulk looks around, expecting it to be over, but once again, more reinforcements arrive. Nightcrawler steps forward and tells him that it's a big family he still has to beat. So the fighting continues as more mutants unleash their powers, throwing everything they have at him, from attempts to absorb Hulk's gamma radiation to brute force.
This is pathetic! I don't even know who most of you are!
To stabbing him with vibranium knives and paralyzing his arms for a second. Hulk does everything he can, destroying every mutant in his path by countering their powers. He even manages to defeat Strong Guy, a mutant who absorbs kinetic energy by punching him so hard that his body overloads with energy, nearly destroying his heart. Nightcrawler teleports Hulk to a nearby field, telling the others that Hulk is simply too big to be sent any farther. With no other choice, they crash the X-Men jet, the Blackbird, into him. But once again, Hulk easily emerges from the wreckage, and that's when we see Cain Marko, once more drawing on the Crimson Gem of Cyttorak and fully embracing its power.
Guys?
This is how you want it. Happy now?
Hulk crashes into the building, telling Xavier that this is his fault. But then he looks to the side and notices Juggernaut charging straight at him. The fight erupts, and for the first time, it looks like Juggernaut can hold his own, at least briefly, against World War Hulk. As they exchange blows and reflect on their past, Hulk comes to a realization that nothing can stop Juggernaut once he's charging. So Hulk uses that against him, shoving Juggernaut and redirecting his momentum, sending him barreling away from the battlefield as he desperately tries to slow himself down.
It's over, Xavier. By the time he drags himself out, we'll be gone.
Other mutants still try to stop him, but Hulk hurls them aside. As he moves through the building, he notices a graveyard, and a mutant named Mercury tells him,
You want to talk about suffering? Look around you!
Mercury instructs Hulk to look at the graves and begins to explain that they belong to mutants who were killed simply for being different because they had powers. She tells him how many of them were blown up for no reason at all, just like his wife and...
Don't tell me we haven't suffered like you! And don't ever tell us not to fight for what we have left!
Hulk looks at the professor and tells him that he knows he blames himself for the deaths, adding that there's been enough torture today because the professor already clearly lives in hell. Hulk then walks away as Charles pulls Mercury into an embrace, holding her as she cries, and in the end, we see the mutants trying to recover as Cyclops reminds the professor that everything will be okay because they still have each other.